What if I told you this town doesn't just want to kill you, it wants you to destroy yourself? Because in this episode of From, something changes, not outside, but inside the people. And by the end of this episode, you'll realize something terrifying. The real danger is no longer the monsters in the dark, it's the people standing next to you. Welcome back to the nightmare of From Season 4, Episode 3, Merrily We Go, an episode where almost nothing happens, but at the same time, everything begins to fall apart. Because this isn't about action, this is about psychological collapse. This is where the town starts breaking people, one by one. The episode opens in the aftermath of something devastating. Jim is dead. Not just dead, brutally murdered, hung upside down in a barn, with a message written in blood. Knowledge comes with a cost. And that message, it's not just a warning, it's a promise. Everyone in the town is shaken. Grief is everywhere. Fear is growing. And worst of all, no one knows who or what is really behind it anymore. Because now, the enemy has a face. We start at Colony House. Fatima runs into Elgin, and the tension between them, it's unbearable. Because they share a secret so disturbing, it could destroy the entire town. The birth of Smiley, a monster reborn. Boyd has already warned them, if the truth gets out, everything will fall apart. Elgin suggests something chilling. They need to get their story straight, because if people start asking questions and their answers don't match, the truth will come out. But then something unexpected happens. Fatima doesn't argue. She doesn't panic. She simply looks at him and asks, "Are you okay?" And for a moment, the horror pauses, because underneath everything, the monsters, the secrets, the fear, these are just people, completely broken. Elgin says something that defines this entire episode. None of us will ever be the same again. And then we see Boyd, waking up from a nightmare. Not about monsters, not about the town, but about his wife, Abby, the woman he had to kill. And you can see it in his face. He's not just tired, he's cracking. He goes to check on Acosta, the cop, the one who almost got people killed in the last episode. Boyd asks her one simple question: "Are you going to lose control again?" And her answer? Terrifying. Because she doesn't deny it. She doesn't explain it. She simply says, "That wasn't me." But what does that mean? Did she lose control? Or did something else take control? Then comes the moment that changes everything. She asks Boyd for a bullet. Not to fight, not to survive, but to kill herself. And just like that, we realize something horrifying. The town doesn't need monsters anymore. It's making people want to die on their own. The town gathers for a funeral. Two fathers, Jim and the man everyone believes is Sophia's father. It should be a moment of peace, a moment to grieve, a moment to feel human again. But this is From, and peace doesn't exist here. Because just as Boyd begins speaking, something unnatural happens. A single crow lands, then another, then dozens, then hundreds. A murder of crows surrounds the town, screaming, watching, waiting. And suddenly, this doesn't feel like a funeral anymore. It feels like a celebration. And Julie says what everyone is thinking, but no one wants to admit. It feels like they're celebrating. And she's right, because something in this town is enjoying this. And somewhere, watching all of this unfold, is someone who's been waiting for this moment, Sophia. But what no one knows yet is that she's not just another victim. She's the beginning of something far worse, because what she does next will slowly start tearing this town apart from the inside. But what happens next changes everything. The funeral is over, but the fear? It's only just beginning. Because after the crows disappear, they don't leave peace behind. They leave questions. At the diner, Sophia sits quietly with Kenny. Soft-spoken, calm, almost innocent. But every word she says feels calculated. She starts asking questions, simple ones. When did things start getting bad? Kenny hesitates, but then he answers. He tells her the truth as he sees it. Things got worse around the time the Matthews family arrived. Now, he doesn't mean it as blame, not really. But Sophia? She doesn't need truth. She needs interpretation. Because the moment he says it, she takes it and twists it. And then, Julie walks over, trying to connect. Two girls, both grieving their fathers. But something happens here. We don't hear exactly what Sophia says, but we see the result. Julie's face changes. Her anger explodes. And suddenly she's shouting, "You think this is our fault?" The damage is done. A seed has been planted. And just like that, the town takes its first step toward tearing itself apart. At the same time, Victor takes Ethan to a lake. Ethan believes this could be something more. The Lake of Tears. A place his father told him about. A place that might bring people back. But when they arrive, something feels off. This isn't it. And then they see Jade, floating in the water, alone, silent, trying to unlock something in his mind, because Jade believes the answers are inside him, locked away, waiting. But no matter what he does, nothing comes. And that's when something changes. Victor finds something in the woods. Clothes. A yellow jacket. The moment he sees it, he breaks. Completely. He starts shaking, crying, terrified beyond anything we've seen before, because he recognizes it. The man in yellow. And in that moment, Victor understands something no one else does. That thing is real, and it's here. Victor is terrified. Not nervous, not anxious, terrified. The kind of fear that comes from memory, from something buried so deep it was never supposed to come back. Because when Victor sees that yellow jacket, he doesn't just recognize it, he remembers. And whatever he remembers is worse than anything we've seen so far. Victor runs, panicked, broken. Ethan and Jade chase after him, trying to understand what's happening. And then they find him, curled up near a tree, shaking, completely gone. This is a man who survived everything, years alone in this nightmare. And yet, this moment breaks him, which tells us something terrifying. The man in yellow is not new. He's been here before, and whatever he did, it left scars so deep, Victor never recovered. Everything in the town feels unstable now. Not loud chaos, not full destruction, but something worse. Boyd is alone, at Abby's grave, the same woman he once had to kill to save others. And now, he's talking to her again. But this time, it feels different. He's not just grieving, he's unraveling. He admits something terrifying. He doesn't know who he's becoming anymore. The town is changing him, slowly, quietly, irreversibly. And then, he says the words no leader should ever say. "I need help." Silence follows. And that's when it happens. A hand, from the ground, grabs him, pulling him down. Not fast, not violent, but deliberate. Like something has been waiting for this exact moment. Boyd fights back, barely escapes. But the message is clear. Even Boyd is not safe anymore. Not from monsters, not from the town, not from the dead, or whatever is pretending to be dead. Jade finds mushrooms, a possible key to unlocking memory, or a trap disguised as insight. Tabitha reaches the bottle tree again, but even that escape route feels uncertain now. Victor confirms the worst fear. The man in yellow is real. Not a myth, not a hallucination, but something that has been here long before them. Boyd survives the grave attack, but he doesn't walk away the same. Something in that moment confirms it. The dead are not gone, and maybe they never were. This episode makes one thing clear. The town doesn't just kill people, it reshapes them. And Sophia's arrival isn't just another mystery. It's a catalyst, a spark, that might finally burn everything down. Because in From, the real horror isn't what's outside in the dark. It's what the dark makes you become. And the town is only getting worse from here.